friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Prateek and I'm a software engineer working here in Bengaluru, India. So I just got back from the gym and on my way back, just a second. Yeah, this looks better. So just on the way back, I realized something. I started tracking my workouts using this app called as Strong. It was again a recommendation by my favorite Ali Abdal, and I have tracked, counting today, I've tracked a total of 32 workouts in past 1.5 2 months since September. And I recall that around June, when I had completed first 2.5 months of me going to the gym, so I completed around day 52 53, and in between I was going to the gym, but I wasn't really tracking it, unless of course I most of the days I used to take mirror selfies, just in a way documenting my journey, just having that archive of progression of mine. And so today, just on the way back, I realized that I've crossed, although it's mid of November almost, but I have crossed more than 100 days of workout this year. And I was so surprised and thrilled at the same time, just that accomplishment, that feeling of accomplishment that you get. And because I have seen multiple changes in my physique, in my mental health, how in my energy levels throughout the day, and how is it resulting in my overall progress, not just in my physique, of course that's happening well and good, but apart from your physical strength, my mental health, my let's say energy levels all the time, my productivity at work, my productivity in my personal hobbies and interests. So it has just really boosted my energy levels in so many ways. And so today I want to share with you a few tips that what I have learned over these past 100 plus days of workout of hitting the gym. So here are my few tips on what I have learned over these past 100 plus days of working out, hitting the gym. So number one would be, don't rely on motivation, because motivation is, it tricks you, and it gives you an instant hit which is very short lived. And motivation doesn't last very long. And if you start to rely on motivation, right, then most of the days you'll not feel like going with it. You'll not feel like doing any of your work. You'll not feel like doing like sticking with your habits, or progressing on your habits. And what I have realized, and with multiple books that I've read and podcasts that I've listened to of many people, so, and of course in my own experience of working out, I have realized that you can't rely on motivation really. It's in the long term, discipline really beats out the motivation. And motivation is just that, that instant hit that you get, and you'll feel a high kind of on a, let's say, for 2 to 3 days, then again you'll feel low, and then again you'll feel like not sticking to your habits. It just brings you back to the pavilion, right? And it's really about putting in the work daily and relying on, making it a discipline rather than relying on motivation each and every time, because that's the ultimate goal. Because you won't always feel motivated. You'll feel like, just not going to the gym, or not doing this habit, not doing that habit. And really in long term, discipline beats out motivation. So yeah, that was number one. Number two is, don't get intimidated by other people. Often we think that, okay, that person is lifting that heavy weights, and that person just did a treadmill run of these many minutes at this speed. So we really start comparing ourselves, our workouts, to others. And whether it's on social media, whether it's in the gym where you're going regularly, so we start comparing ourselves, just as we do sitting at our home browsing through social media, and we do the same with our workouts. But it just is of no use, and it doesn't provide any benefit at all. It just lets you down, and it just lowers down your faith in yourself. So it really is about, just taking your time and doing how like progressing with your habit in whatever manner you are comfortable with. What ultimately matters is there's a good habit and it interests you and you want to stick with it for the long term. It's just not that I'll do it for the 6 months, I'll get six pack abs, or I'll do it for a year, I'll get eight pack abs, or then I'll stop going to the gym, then my goal will be done. So that short term goal won't lead you to anything. You'll realize further down the line that you're again back to your old shape, the shape you were before you started hitting the gym. And we feel like this, of course the imposter syndrome kicks in, that person is lifting these many weights, so I should also try for higher weights. If I'm just if I'm let's say I'm comfortable at this weight, but that other person is lifting that huge dumbbells, then I also would like to amp up all of a sudden, without even giving it a try to the lower weights first, without progressing with that weight for a few weeks or a few months. So it's really okay to continue in your own pace, but it's really okay to continue in your own pace and just trying always to make your habits stick for the long term, because it will ultimately be a lot beneficial for you in the long term. Yeah, so that was number 2. Number 3 is just keep showing up. And I can't stress on this point enough, because really 90% of the work is just showing up. You just have to show up to the gym, you just have to show up for your workouts, and rest all pretty much take care of itself after a while. And of course there's that initial friction that you face when, for any new habit that you're starting. Even I faced it a lot, and I faced it for multiple weeks and multiple months even, but it's still not 100% gone. I am still not aiming for perfectionism. I just still want to show up most of the days to the gym and get my workouts in. You just have to put in the reps. That is what will matter for you in the long term ultimately, and that is what will benefit you the most. On the practice of just keep showing up, the practice of just having that mindset that it's you versus you. It's not a competition of yours with anybody else. It's always you versus you. I heard this amazing phrase by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he said that you have to put in the daily consistent hard work. It's always you versus you. No coach, no mentor, no trainer can do that for you. And yeah, so that is point number 3. Point number 4 is, there's this really good acronym that I heard, which is YMMV. Your mileage may vary. And why I'm saying this is, you shouldn't be, it kind of relates to the point of getting intimidated with others, and because you have to experiment for yourself that if this weight is working for you right now, or should you go to a higher weight or should you go to a lower weight, because you have to cause that bit of strain in your body when you're doing the sets in. When you're putting in the reps, you have to cause that little bit of pain, otherwise there would be no growth. And of course there's that popular saying, no pain no gain, and I have experienced that firsthand, because after a while a certain weight, because ultimately you find growth in your muscles, and after a certain while you'll have to amp up the weights, otherwise you won't feel anything if you're putting in the same weight. Of course there will be the usual feeling of that weight, but it won't be causing that pinch of pain in your muscles, and that pinch of pain is really the key to the growth of your muscles, of your overall physique. And so yeah, that was number 4. And number 5 would be, just with everything in life, just like with everything in life, be patient. You can't get impatient all the time and just progress with your goals, progress with your habits, because setting those deadlines for yourself, like those hard and fast deadlines for yourself, will really discourage you sometimes, and let's say you have set up a goal of that you want within a year you want to get 8-pack abs, and you want to get all jacked up like a celebrity that you really admire, whose physique that you really admire. And you will eventually get to that point, but a better approach for that would be just having this mindset that okay, I'm in this for the long term, I'm in it for the long term, I'll just keep showing up, I'll just put in my reps regularly, consistently, and ultimately you will get to that point, no doubt, because it's really about taking your own time, taking your own pace, and just keep progressing. Because if you get all impatient, and let's say once you get close to your set deadline, you will be getting all impatient, and you will be lowering your faith in yourself, and you will be simply discouraging yourself. So that is ultimately not the way to go forward. And a better approach for that would be you just have to be patient, you just have to keep showing up, and those changes would be visible to you physically, mentally, and in your energy levels and all that stuff. So yeah, these are the 5 things that I've learned from more than 100 workouts this year, and I'm really looking forward to even more workouts in the future, and just really constantly amping up my progress and constantly amping up my energy levels, and just becoming a better version of myself. And just so you remember, it's you versus you. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, stay happy, keep progressing. Bye bye.